What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make the security breach atrium in Minecraft. This is part 28. I thought it was 27. And in this one, we're going to be finishing off all the details on this third floor. As in, at least for this side. And then that'll just mean we have the front wall left to finish and then the roof. But yeah, that's all. So that being said, enjoy the tutorial and I will catch you on the flip side. Alright, let's do the left side. Hopefully this shouldn't be too long. It is kind of bunched with the detailing. Like, it seems like a lot of it is at the back and kind of middle. But the front is fairly low on at least having a lot. You want to start out by getting out the following. Blackstone slabs. We're going to use them for blocks, I think, this time. Even though it is a lot of blocks, still, I just want to. Same with prismarine brick slabs. Red carpet. Prismarine brick stairs, waxed cut copper stairs. They don't have to be waxed if you have random tick speed off, but I just always like to have them waxed because sometimes I leave it on accident. Black carpet, stone stairs, iron door, and we'll go red nether brick stairs. Hopefully that'll get us what I want to get done finished at the start here, but who knows. So you want to start in this kind of central region. Oh, I forgot there was one of the there's also gravel. We didn't. What? Okay, get rid of the red nether brick stairs already. Sorry, and get out gravel. I didn't realize there was gravel on this. And from the, if you're looking at the price counter sign, you have this kind of potted plant thing to the left. You want to take the furthest left light blue of that, the one closer towards you, and you want to count to the fourth magenta in front of it. Count left by one, place a blackstone block. Forward diagonally left of that, you'll have 2 gravel extending up. And I'll pop a blackstone block on top of that. In front of that, a row of 3 blackstone extending up, and then in front of that, a 2 gravel with blackstone like so. I'll extend the gravel rows each, left with, again, the rows of 3 blackstone, and then the 2 gravel and blackstone on top from there. And then this left side I'll fill in with blackstone, like so. Should be familiar. The only difference here when we do this is taking the blackstone on the front and back. Here you want to place a prismarine brick block off of, I guess, the front and back here. And then for the rest of it, wait, is it prismarine brick on the back? It is. And for the rest of it, you're placing the blackstone blocks on the diagonals and just directly off the sides like we normally did, or like what we did in, I want to say that was 2 parts ago. You'll have the upside down blackstone slabs above each of them. The only thing that's weird here is only the back prismarine brick, you're having an upside down prismarine brick slab above it. I don't know why, but that's how it is. And then you'll place a red carpet on top of each of those bottom blocks. Next up, we'll do the next one of these. So, can we? Yeah, we can. I was trying to just think if it was reasonable to get market, but yeah. If you take this kind of potted plant in the center, you want to take the back more of the 2 light blue terracotta, and you want to count to the 7th magenta wool to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, where you're going to place a blackstone block. Actually, you can place 2 going left. That one you'll extend up by 2, the left one that being. And we don't have the gravel on the corners this time, but in front of this row of blackstone, you're placing a row of prismarine bricks, and behind it, just another row of blackstone. Left of the prismarine brick row, you're placing 2 rows of blackstone, and left of the back blackstone row, you're placing 1 row of blackstone and 1 row of prismarine bricks. You'll connect at the side here with blackstone, and this one is fairly the same. The only thing is, for the blackstone and prismarine brick on the bottom and top, it's prismarine bricks on the like back left and front right, because that's where the prismarine brick already is. And yeah, for both the upside down and the right side up. And then you can place the red carpet. Only difference here is only place the red carpet on the blackstone And once you've done that, you can actually get rid of it and get out a light gray carpet, and you want light gray on the prismarine brick, which includes the arcade machines here on the right side. You want to replace those reds with light grays. Apologies, I did not notice that at first. Now it's time for the fun part. You can get rid of the gravel and get out red nether brick stairs. And take the... Why am I lagging so bad right now? You want to take the left... more of these arcade sets that we just made. And you're going to take the back center of it and count to the 4th magenta behind. And you're going to place an upside down waxed cut copper stair facing left. To the right of it, an upside down prismarine brick stair. I don't know why I just got disconnected, by the way. That's splendid. I didn't even get a warning. I just was gone. To the left of this, you're placing a stone stair facing right into it. And to the right, you're leaving a gap of 1 and then placing a stone stair facing left. We'll deal more with these later, but I want to get all of them marked first. If you take the left stone stair out of those 2, you want to count left from it to the 4th magenta. Forward 3, stone stair facing left. Left of this one, an upside down red nether brick stair facing right. Left of that one facing left, and then left of that, a stone stair facing right. From that end stone stair, count left 1, back 2. Stone stair facing left. Same thing you just did with the upside down red nether brick stairs. I'm using an iron door as my placeholder, because why not? Next up, you want to take the... Of this one you just did, you're going to take the rightmost stair, and you're just counting forward to the 8th magenta in front. And you're placing a stone stair facing right. Right of this one, it's an upside down copper stair facing left, upside down prismarine brick stair facing right, and then a stone stair facing left. From the leftmost stair on that, you want to count to the 3rd magenta forward. And then from there, count left by 5. Stone stair facing forward. In front of it, you'll want an upside down prismarine brick stair facing towards that. Thanks, ambiance. Upside down cut copper stair facing away, and then stone stair in front of that. From the back stone stair out of those, you're going to count to the left by 4. And place a stone stair facing back. Behind it, upside down... it's not upside down. Upside down stair facing into that stair. Upside down prismarine brick stair facing away, and then stone stair facing into those. You'll place black carpet on top of each of the upside down stairs, which will be the red nether brick, the copper, and the prismarine brick. And then off the back side of each of these stone stairs, you want an iron door. If only they had a gray door in Minecraft. We really, like, why don't we have a gray door? I don't understand. It's the one door I would love, but... oh well. Anyway, there's all of that. You can clear your inventory now. And we have to come back to the right for a second, because there's one thing that I did forget over here. Now what you can do is get out bamboo fence. Did anyone see that? The whole inventory just, like, shifted. That was weird. Smooth quartz slabs. Acacia stairs. Acacia trapdoors. And then you can also get out red and orange concrete. Either polished blackstone or dark oak button, whatever you've been using for the Freddy trash cans. Pale oak wood. And andesite walls. I keep forgetting things. This time it's not as, like, weird, but it's not a material, it's just an entire, entire part of the build. Take the right set of arcade machines in the front right corner. You're going to count to the 3rd magenta in front, and going forward from there, place 4 that's not bamboo fence. 4 bamboo fence. Extend right 3, and then back 3 from there, which will give you a U shape. Row of smooth quartz blocks on the, I guess, front row of bamboo fence, technically. Slab on either side. Actually, just slabs in the center, I apologize, not on these sides. I thought it was another half a block taller, but it's not. Is the other one? The other one is. So if you want to make it symmetrical, do what I was going to say. Slab on either side and blocks in the center. I'm actually going to make that change. Yeah, I am going to. I don't know why I did that. Head towards the, like, price counter sign and look back towards this like that. And at the back right magenta, you're placing an acacia stair. Count forward 2 and left 1, another acacia stair. Trapdoors open up against the front and trapdoors on top. Next up, head all the way over to the escalators on this, like, left side. And if you take the, we're going to say the back right stone, which would be this one in that accordance. That didn't sound grammatically correct, but whatever, it didn't sound grammar, yes. Count left by 1 to this stone, back by 3, and then going right, you're placing 3 upward facing pale oak wood. Another row behind, andesite walls on top. Get rid of both the andesite walls and pale oak wood and get out prismarine slabs and purple pillars. I almost said purple walls. Those don't exist. Didn't I do that in a different part too? I think I did. The back center andesite wall, you want a purple pillar facing left to right on, and every other one you want prismarine slabs. Cool. Do we want to place every Freddy trash can for the rest of this? There's only 2, actually, so yeah, we are going to place all of them, because I was going to place those 2 anyway. The potted plant thingy here on the left wall, you want to count to the 3rd magenta in front and place a red concrete on the wall. Orange on top, polished black stone button on that. On the side of the panes here, you want to take the, or from the escalator rather, you're going to take this front corner and count to the 3rd pane back in total, so just count back by 2. Place a red, orange button on top. Clear your inventory of everything, including your red concrete. I thought we needed it, but no. And so just wipe it all. And get out the following. You want a light blue concrete, yellow concrete, red terracotta, red banner. Just cross out every red, but concrete, I guess. Iron bar, stone slab. Cyan terracotta. That's not, there we go. Nether brick fence and spruce fence. So I always hate making these. They're not even hard, they're just annoying. So what you can do is take the, oh, there's those guys, don't let me forget those guys. You want to take this particular little table that we made with the stairs on either side. It's this one that's facing left to right, and it's the frontmost of the ones facing left to right. And you want to take the block that the iron door is on here. Count left from that an additional 3 and place a red terracotta with 2 light blue on top. Back diagonally left of that, you'll place 2 red and a light blue extending up. Back diagonally left of that, you'll do 2 yellow and a light blue. Back diagonally right, you'll place a red banner that is facing backwards at a 45-degree angle to the left. So it's kind of following the trajectory of this wall, if that kind of makes sense. Back diagonally right of that, 1 red terracotta with 2 light blue on top. Forward diagonally right, 2 red and a light blue. Forward diagonally right, 2 yellow and a light blue. Forward diagonally left, a red banner facing forward and right at about a 45-degree angle. And if you look from above, you should have this, essentially. I'm going to, between the banners, there's 1 diagonal block that's open, and you're going to extend that up with 3 light blue, which will give you a H or an I, depending on which way you're looking at it. You'll fill in the top of this fully with light blue, and what that really means is if you take, you want it to be a diamond shape, so you're going to just place a couple of light blue off of this center block, and then another one kind of on these corners you just made, which will give you that diamond that I just mentioned. On top of the center of the diamond, you'll place an iron bar with a stone slab on top. Everything you've used so far you can get rid of, which will leave you with the cyan, the nether brick, fence and the spruce fence. And get out. End rods. Polish black stone pressure plates, because I just don't feel like there's a point in waiting. I was gonna wait, but no. Wither skeleton skulls. Light blue terracotta. Mangrove stairs. And you're gonna see why later, but sand. It's fine. We'll remember. We'll remember. Heading forward, you want to be looking backwards towards the forward. That makes sense. You want to have the L-shaped door to your left, kind of like this. In the back left-hand corner in front of these escalators, we'll leave a gap of 1. And extending forward, place 8 light blue terracotta. Which should connect you into the cyan from L-chips, like the sides of the L-chip sign. Extend the end light blues right by 1. Then toward each other diagonally right. Inward, and then I guess toward each other diagonally and to the right again. Or I guess in diagonally right would just do the same, but whatever. Fill in the center of this with sand. These are cacti to fit the vibe over here of desert or something like that. I don't actually know. Of this rightmost row of light blue, you'll take the back 1 and count right by 2 and back by 1 and place an end rod with a polished black stone pressure plate on top. Back diagonally right of that a cyan terracotta in the floor. Nether brick fence on top, and then 3 spruce fence on top of that. You should know the drill for these once we get to that point. I mean, they're a little bit different because of the pattern. They're actual checkerboard patterns this time, so. Count back from that by 2 and place a wither skeleton skull facing right. Right of it, an end rod with a polished black stone pressure plate on top. Every single end rod will have one on top, by the way, that we're placing here. And then right of that, a wither skeleton skull facing left. From that rightmost skull, you'll count forward diagonally right by 2 and extend forward with 6 light blue terracotta. Have a row to the right. And you'll want a set of benches off of the right side of this that just start on the end. So if you take the back row of light blue, you'll place an upside down mangrove stair to the right facing forward. From the front row, you'll have one facing back. Going in from those, you'll place another set of stairs facing outwards towards those stairs, and it should give you this. Let's just go on a spree of marking things that we can. So, this is going to not make any sense until way later, but if you take the front row of the potted plant section we just made, and you want to trace it not all the way right quite, you're going to have 4 magenta wool to your right and then the magenta concrete, so it should be in this position. You're just placing a cyan terracotta. Not in the floor or anything, it's just kind of there. So, yeah. Anyway, carry on by continuing to trace right, and from this block, I'm actually going to count left by 1 again, so I'm 1 off of the wall. And you want to count forward by 7. End rod with your pressure plate on top. Gap of 1 extending forward. Cyan terracotta in the floor with a nether brick fence on top. Gap of 1 moving forward from that, another end rod and pressure plate. And then from that one, you want to count forward by 6. Left by 4. End rod with a pressure plate on top. Going left of that, you'll leave a gap of 1. Cyan terracotta in the floor with a nether brick fence and 3 spruce fence on top. Again, remember that these are different for a reason, so keep them different. Count left by 2 from that. Forward 1. Wither skeleton skull facing forward. In front of it, your end rod and pressure plate. In front of that, wither skeleton skull facing back. We're going to use this one to... Oh, there's another Freddy trash can. It snuck up on me. But you want to use this particular table we just made to mark 2 other ones. So if you take this front wither skeleton skull, we're going to start by counting to the left by 5. And then forward by 3. And you want to place a wither skeleton skull facing forward and left at about a 45-degree angle, like so. Forward diagonally left of that, your end rod and pressure plate. Forward diagonally left, another wither skeleton skull facing towards the end rod. From that front skull, you'll count to the right by 3. Right? Yep, cyan terracotta in the floor with a nether brick fence on top. Thought I was wrong for a sec. I changed my mind. You can trace this cyan terracotta all the way right to get to the next one, and then you'll go forward diagonally left from that block that you ended up on. Cyan terracotta in the floor, netty brick fence, and 3 spruce on top. Behind that, I'll count to the 3rd block, where I'll just place another end rod and pressure plate. And I'll also count to the 4th in front of the soon-to-be umbrella. I'll then count right by 1, wither skeleton skull facing forward. You know the drill, end rod in front with the pressure plate, and then a wither skeleton skull in front of that. From the end rod specifically, you want to count left by 6, another end rod on that 6th block. For the record, that's always how the counting works, to the 6th, but I just decided to say it that time for some reason. So, bear with me in my strange explaining of things. Against the left wall where the L-ship sign is, you want to leave a gap of 1 extending forward against the wall, and you're going to place 5 light blue against the wall going forward. Did I say against the wall enough times? I hope I did. From that light blue, you want to count forward by 4, right by 3, another cyan terracotta not in the floor, just kind of chilling there. It just is there. It's part of the build. From that cyan, you want to count forward by 6, all the way left to the wall, and then going forward from here, you're placing 5 light blue terracotta against the wall. This one has those benches that, again, just start off either end. So, right of the end block, you'll have ups and downs, mangrove stairs facing towards each other. Inside of those, stairs facing into the outer ones and away from the ones that you're currently placing. We don't have purple slabs. That's annoying. From the direct center of this row of light blue you just made, you'll end up being on this magenta wall between these sets of stairs. From that magenta, you want to count right an additional 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you'll place a light blue terracotta on this block and extended right an additional 4. You'll have your benches on the front of this, so off the left and right light blues, you'll have ups and down stairs facing towards each other. You get the drill from there, I would hope. Why is it like this? Just why? You'll see what I mean in like 3 seconds. What we can do really quickly is get rid of your wither skeleton skulls, polished blackstone pressure plates, and end rods, I hope. Yeah, it looks like we have them all. And get out the Freddy trash can stuff. So red and orange concrete, along with your whatever your button is that you're using. For me, it's polished blackstone. From this potted plant we just made, you want to count back by 2. Place a red and orange concrete, and then a polished blackstone button on top. This is where it gets real fun, and when I say fun, I mean it's not really fun. Head all the way to the front, and we're going to start working backwards for the rest of this market. My magenta, okay, whatever. I don't need the red concrete anyway. The first block, or the first pane that you can place off of, where you'll just be able to go, not infinitely back, but further than 2 blocks. Going back from this pane, you're going to place an upside down mangrove stair facing back, 1 facing forward, and then you'll just copy those 2 stairs another 2 times. So you should have 6 stairs in total going back. Like that. You can actually get rid of your sand and get out mycelium. I was going to get out something else. And get rid of your polished blackstone buttons and get out the purple slabs. I was considering getting out the last thing instead, but I didn't. In front of those stairs, I guess behind those stairs technically, you're going to extend back with 9 light blue terracotta. Either end you'll extend left by 3 and connect together from there. You should probably know the drill. This is the same one we've made a million times. The center 5 light blue on the right you'll extend up. Either end you'll bring left. Then you'll go in diagonally left and connect. Purple slabs on the lower light blue terracottas, and eventually we'll fill this in with mycelium, but I'm going to save that until we get the other one marked. There are benches off the left of this that are not off the corners, but one in from the corner. So if I, again, take the end light blues, count in by one, opposite on stair off the left. You don't need the rest of that, hopefully, because it's the same, always. It never changes. Next up from that, you actually want to take the back left corner of this plant, and you're going to leave a gap of one going back and place another bench, which is the, you know, the thing. From the back block of that bench, you'll count right by 2. Cyan terracotta in the floor. Nether brick fence with 3 spruce fence on top. This umbrella, along with the next one, are not the same as the other ones. Just remember that they're, like, way off for a reason, and hopefully that'll be enough. From this bottom fence, you're going to count back by 2, and on this block, you're going to place an upside-down mangrove stair facing right of it, one facing left. You then want to leave a gap of 5 and basically mirror what you just did. So if you leave a gap of 5, you'll, on the 6th row, place another bench in the same position. You'll count back by 2 from the left half. You'll have that cyan and the nether brick and whatever. Left by 2 from that, you'll have another bench, which this stair should face back, and then behind it one facing forward. I'll then have that gap of 1, and I'll have the 9 light blue extending back. Right by 3. The only difference here is this particular potted plant that we're currently building, or I'm currently building, does not have the benches to the left of it. The benches on the, like, around the umbrella are the same, but the ones there off of the side of the potted plant are not. So it should look like this, hopefully. What you can do now is, we're going to use these benches as reference points. Take the frontmost bench, not including this line of 3, and the backmost block of it. And you want to count to the left by 7. And place 2 light blue extending left. I'm going to make sure that I got that right. I did. Extend each light blue forward by 5. And then eventually you'll want the benches on the sides of those, but not quite yet. The other spot we're going to use is we're actually going to kind of play a little bit of a, like, connect the dots game. If we take the mangrove stairs behind the front umbrella, you're going to trace this row left and count back by 1, and you'll have light blue in the same position. I was a block off. In the same position as the other potted plant thing we just made, or the other rectangle, rather. I guess it's plant box. I'm going to start saying that instead. And you'll bring that back with the 5 rows once you make sure you have it in line. And if you want a reality check, the gap between them is 11. Again, benches off these sides of this that are just off the corners. I don't think I need to explain this very thoroughly by this point in time. And then that should be all of the markings we're going to do for now. And then we're just going to go haywire, filling in everything that we just marked. And yeah. Is that correct, or is there another one? There is not. So, first thing I'm going to tell you to do is fill in these potted plants with mycelium here, the way that we have, which is just in line with the light blue within the shapes of the light blue, not outside. Which means not there. And there shouldn't be any back here. Hopefully there's not. Are there none on that wall, really? There's not. Odd. Because I keep forgetting, before we do all of this stuff, clear your inventory, and we want to make the wet floor bots. So you want bamboo planks, bamboo stairs, bamboo signs, dark oak signs, and then you'll want glowing sacks and yellow dye. Where you have the superstar arcade door, yes, this one. Essentially, the out of order sign that is facing right, it'll be this white concrete you have below it, or it could be a black, but probably a white. You'll count forward by 2 from it and place a bamboo plank here with a bamboo stair facing right on top. From the white concrete with the sign facing forward, you'll count right by 2 and forward by 1 and place a bamboo plank with a stair facing forward on top instead. Off of the, if you're looking like towards the, I guess, ridge of the stair like this directly, you want to not place that. You want to place off of either the front and the back of the bottom bamboo plank, you're going to place a bamboo sign. On the top line, you're typing caution, skipping 2 lines, wet, skip a line, floor, in all caps. And again, I'm going to teach you that trick where if you press Control block pick, it'll give you a sign that has this little plus data, and you can place them easier there. You can also find a different wet floor bot and just copy the signs from that one. I think there should be one like directly below, actually. Yeah, right there. And then off the just fronts of the bamboo stairs, you're placing dark oak signs. Going down a line and you're typing a capital O, and then I'm going to say like 12 spaces. And another capital O. You can kind of play around with it. 13 maybe. That's so derpy. But yeah, and then you can copy the data. What I'll actually end up doing is I'm going to go down here and I'm going to steal one of these. And I'll just see if the spacing's correct. If you can't do this, it is just annoying and you're going to have to place it manually. Not fun. I think I got it right though, yeah. Not fun, but it is kind of... is what it is. Okay, next up, we can go on an absolute spree of finishing things. So, clear your inventory and get out the following. Smooth red sandstone slabs. Polished blackstone slabs. Polished blackstone walls. Red sandstone walls. Nether brick fence. Blackstone slab, smooth quartz slab, and we're gonna just leave it there. Let's just do the umbrellas. I want to save the potted plants because not all of them are the same. So let's start with the easier of the umbrellas, which are these front 2 that are kind of isolated. On top of either one, you're going to place a blackstone slab on top of the top spruce fence. Upside down smooth quartz slab off each side of that top fence. Okay. And then with upside down blackstone slabs in the corners. Again, it's only for these 2 umbrellas that we are doing this for. And then kind of down diagonally out from that, you'll place blackstone slabs going around in a square. A 5x5 square, specifically. And yeah. Did I say the thing yet? Hopefully you want to have a good day or not. I don't know if I did. I don't think I did. Who knows? For the other umbrellas, you have, what is it, 3 opened and 2 closed? Yeah, you should. For the open ones, you're placing a smooth red sandstone slab on top of the top fence. I'll just do these 2. Same thing you would start with here. You're having the upside down polished blackstone slabs off each side of that top fence with the upside down smooth red sandstone slabs in each corner. The bottom row is where this one is different. If you take the, I'm going to say the polished blackstone slabs, each of them, you're going to have down diagonally out from them a smooth red sandstone slab. And then outside of those, you'll have blackstone slabs, and then to join everything on the corners, you'll have another smooth red sandstone slab. It's essentially just a checkerboard pattern, and if you look at it from above, the checkerboard pattern will actually line up properly. Almost looks flat. That's odd. I guess it does kind of make sense. The checkerboard pattern removes the illusion of shape or something like that. You can also just do what I'm doing here, which is start with, you know, a red sandstone on one side and just go around alternating. But it's up to you. And I gotta do one more, and I would recommend also doing this one first, because the closed ones are technically more complicated. They're not really anything crazy, but for each of them, you want to place on top of the nether brick fence a smooth red sandstone block, which is just made out of 2 slabs, polished blackstone block, smooth red sandstone block, and then a polished blackstone slab on the top. Each side of the smooth red sandstone bottom block, you're placing polished blackstone walls. And then off each side of those, which isn't really anything egregious, you're placing red sandstone walls. So you're really just placing them on the four corners along with above the walls themselves. The polished blackstone ones, I should maybe specify. Like so. On top of those top red sandstone walls, you'll place red nether brick fence. Red nether brick fence doesn't exist. Again, that's the second time I've done that in the Atrium. I remember doing that. Unless it wasn't the Atrium, but I'm pretty sure it was. If only it did exist. Anywho. You can clear your inventory and get out the following. Moss blocks. Waxed weathered copper trapdoors. Sorry, not cut. There's no cut there. Cactus or cacti. Where? See, this is not a block I ever use. Whatever. I'm gonna come back for. Oh no, there it is. Warped fence. Structure void. Oh yeah, I still have that. It's not important. Don't worry about it. Zombie heads. And then, if you want to get out the regular potted plant stuff, if yours only is 3 like mine is, you can, which is just, again, for me, oak leaves, big drip leaves, and short grass. So, this is going to be block for block for the non-grass ones. And it's going to be as we're looking backwards, like this. So I'm going to start with the one with sand. On the row of sand here, the left row of it, you'll take the back sand and extend it up with 3 moss. You'll leave a gap of 2 extending forward and do the same. Gap of 1 in front of that, and you'll have a cactus. On the rightmost row of sand, you'll have a singular cactus on the back sand. And not on the front sand, because if you place anything here, the cactus is going to explode. To the right of it on the light blue, you're going to crouch and place 2 waxed weathered cut copper trapdoors that are opened to the left on top of each other, like so. The potted plant, or the plant box, just to the right of this, you want to take the back left corner and extend up with 2 moss. Leave a gap of 2 extending forward. Warped fence. In front of that, a structure void, and then in front of that, 2 more moss. The structure void is just there to give that warp fence the little, ridges or whatever you want to call it. From the back right corner, then, you'll count forward by 1 and place a waxed weathered copper trapdoor open to the right. Row in front of that, you'll place 2 moss blocks on top of. One more fancy one, and this one is nice and easy. In front of the L-chip sign against the wall on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th light blues, you'll place 2 moss blocks extending up. On the 2nd and 4th, which are the only remaining ones, you'll have zombie heads facing left. Now on the rest of the light blue stuff, you can do what we've done so many other times. The combination of oak leaves and drip leaves and short grass. And yeah. Yeah, well, I think we'll try to finish. I don't know if we'll be able to finish all of the detailing here, but I want to get almost all of it done. Because, honestly, just the less for the next parts, the better. Yeah, I think we can. I mean, it's not a ton. We are getting close to that 40-minute mark, though. We're at about 38 for the actual tutorial, not including the intro. Clear your inventory. I would stash your structure void somewhere safe, so you don't lose them. And get out the following. You want red terracotta, actually, we're going to start with. I changed my mind. Mangrove slabs. Crimson signs. Light gray concrete. Yellow terracotta. That is not yellow. There we go. Bamboo slab. Bamboo sign. Glow ink sacks. And white dye. For each of the 2 positions, you have the lone sign terracotta. You're going to extend it up with a red terracotta. And then a mangrove slab. Off of the back of the mangrove slab, you'll place a crimson sign. count down a line on it and just type ATM in all caps. Hopefully you should know where we're going with this. Off the front side of the cyan, you'll place a light gray concrete with a yellow terracotta on top, and then a bamboo slab on top of that. Bamboo sign off the front of the bamboo slab, and again, you're doing the same thing where you're typing ATM. Off each of the 4 signs, you'll place both your glowing second white dye on the signs, which really just... I don't want to know what it's doing, actually. Are you rubbing it, or are you squirting it? Like, what are you doing? Are these, like, paint? I guess the ink sag you would definitely be squirting a little bit. Yeah. Anyway, that's not really a thought I want to have, so clear your inventory again and get out just item frames and black stained glass, either blocks or panes, whatever you've been using. And below the signs, you'll place item frames with black glass on them, off of both the yellow and red terracottas. And on both areas. Nice. Now, this is where things get a little bit weird. More so because of the materials that we're going to need to use in specific instances here. So get out the following. You want orange concrete, block of coal, item frames, acacia trapdoors, black wool, and also black carpet. We gotta make a banner pattern? That's crazy. I didn't even see that until now. Head all the way forward to the Mazer size sign area. And what you want to do is take the front left magenta right here, just to the right of the sign. You can see where I am, this wool. From it, you want to count just back diagonally right by 2 and place going right 2 block of coal. Row of orange concrete behind. And then you'll have item frames off these sides of the coal and just acacia trapdoors on top of all of it. In line with this, all the way to the right, you want the same thing. You're going to end up being 2 blocks away from the benches here, though. Seriously, I just have this 2 block gap. The item frames technically make it less than 2 blocks by that logic, but I guess grid space-wise, it would be 1. Although, this isn't really applicable to that, so... It should look like this, anyway. Off each side of this, you're going to break the magenta wool in the floor and replace it with black wool. Only the, rows on the sides, you essentially are creating a 4x4 square, but you're removing the corners from it. Everyone's favorite. Thanks, Poppy Playtime, for gracing me with that, wordage. Wordage. Oh my god. That's just terrible. Head back to the L-chip sign again. We're going to be running back and forth a little bit here, but I think this will be the end of it. You're going to take the back cyan on this front pillar, and from it you want to count back by 5, and right by, would you look at that, also 5, and place a block of coal. Back diagonally, write another block of coal, and then I'll place an orange concrete in front of that one. And that orange I'll bring both forward and right by 1 each. Black carpet on top of everything. And item frames on whatever sides of the block of coal you think makes sense. For me, I went the, outermost side, and basically every side of the block of coal where there isn't another block of coal that you can see immediately. So you see this corner is a no-no. Nothing right there. But you see orange on this side, so you do, and you see, I guess, nothing on this side, so, yeah. From the back block of this, you want to count to the second block behind, or technically first you can place on because of the item frames, and you'll place 2 orange concrete extending back. Block of coal to the left. This one has acacia trapdoors on top. I always like the handles facing towards the orange, by the way. Just figured I'd mention that, and then you'll have item frames off of the blocks of coal, like so. We're almost there, I promise. Clear your inventory, and I want to get those banners done, because I don't think we've made these yet, but we might have, who knows. They're Monty banners, I believe. You need a loom and a green banner. And in addition, I'm going to give you the amount of each dye, which is actually just 1 for each of these colors. You want lime dye, purple dye, magenta dye, and green dye. Smack your loom on the floor just wherever. You do need 2 of these banners, by the way. If you're, for some reason, in survival, please don't be, though. And you want to pop in your green banner and your line die, and you're going to do the line... Oh, you're going to do these stripes, actually, which is Paley. You then want to put in purple and do the line at the top, which is Chiefess. Put in your magenta and do the line to the center, which is Fess. Put in your green and do the little teeth at the bottom, which is base indented. And there's your banner. From the gray concrete on either side of the border of the doors, you're going to place these banners kind of facing at a 45-degree angle out and inwards. Like so. Maybe I'll remember this is there if we end up needing it again, but I doubt it. Because why would I? If you didn't, you can clear your inventory. I don't think it matters a ton. Actually, you probably should. But get out red concrete, yellow concrete, mangrove slabs, the infamous oak trapdoor. It's back. Oak slabs, yellow terracotta, and mangrove buttons. So, if you're looking at the L-ship sign for this, we want to take the leftmost row of cyan, and I'm going to count to the second magenta toward me from it and extend up with 3 red concrete, and then a mangrove slab for fun. The opposite side, we're almost doing that. Well, we're not even close to doing the same thing, so we're going to just wait on it. You want to have another row of the same thing forward diagonally right from that. And then off the top 2 red, you want to, from this front row, go forward diagonally right with the yellow concrete, again, just from those top 2. Along from the back here, you're going back diagonally left. These are little menus that I think say what L-chips serves, but I could be wrong on that. I just think that's what is happening. Why does this look off-centered to me? Is it just my angle? It is. Okay, I'm crazy. Take the right pillar and the left row of cyan, and you're going to count forward to the 3rd magenta, left 1, 3 red extending up with a mangrove slab. This time you'll go forward diagonally left with the same row, forward diagonally left with yellow concrete from the top 2, along with back diagonally right from the back row, I guess. And there's that. On the sidewall here, you want to, just in front of the, but just before Mazer Size actually, the 3rd magenta concrete before Mazer Size is like lime concrete row, you're placing an oak trapdoor at eye level. Continuing forward to the door for Mazer Size, you want to be on the lime concrete in front of it. Count to the right by 3 to this, to the 3rd magenta, I guess. And then count also forward by 3, and going forward here, you're placing 2 oak slabs. Right of either of them in the floor, you're placing yellow terracotta with mangrove buttons on the yellow. Oak slabs off each side of those, and then there you go. We're not quite done. We have one more step. I just want to kind of quickly do a glance. Yes. So for the, I guess for the final time, but for the final time to get stuff out, clear your inventory and get out pale oak wood. Andesite walls, prismarine slabs, and purple pillars. You should know the drill for these. As for the placements of them, again, we're going to use the Mazer Size sign and the lines on it. You want to take the, again, if you're looking directly at it, not the furthest left vertical row of line, but one to the right, which is going to be this one. And you're going to count to the 4th magenta over from it on the floor, which is this one. Back by 1, 3 pale oak wood to the right, with another row behind. Leave a gap of 5 extending forward and do the same thing. Andesite walls on every pale oak wood. And then you want prismarine slabs on each wall, except for the middle ones that are further away from each of these little booths. And on those further out ones, you'll place sideways purple pillars. I am struggling to speak. I don't know why. Anyway, once you have done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 27, I think, of the security breach atrium complete. Something like that. I don't know. And that is all the detailing done. Now, what does this mean? Well, I guess not all of the detailing, technically. But next part, we're going to start and do the, like, trees and the front wall get marked and also built all the way up. And then from there, it's just the ceiling. So, yeah, that's going to take a little while because of the amount of just stuff going on. So, yeah, but we're definitely getting close, for sure. I'm hoping, like... I'm hoping this will be under 35. It should be under 35 parts. I think a lot of what we're going to have left to do isn't going to be crazy complicated. But we'll really see as we get further, if that ends up being the case. Hopefully, but probably not. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, it feels good to have all of the boring stuff done for me, at least. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.